Welcome back to a new one, and on this occasion is the vinyl distortion. This one is a distortion device, but it tries to emulate the vinyl type of distortion. This effect has three different parts. You have at the top the tracing model, then the pinch, and you have the crackle, which is maybe not part of the distortion, it's just the sound effects. All of this is about distortion, it's about adding harmonics. In the case of the tracing model, the one at the top that you can't turn off and you can't turn on is going to give you even harmonics. And the other one, the pinch, will give you odd harmonics. So it will sound more aggressive and the other one sounds a little bit more softer, let's say. So to test all of this out, I have a tone generator, which is going to be a simple sine wave, and it sounds like this is a little bit annoying if you listen it for a while. So I'm going to go down in volume, but you can see the waveform right here. It's just a pure tone, a pure sine wave. Now, if I turn this off, we don't get much, but as soon as I turn it on, the main controls are going to be these ones, how you can move this control. So as soon as I keep going up, it means that you're letting more input, so you're going to be doing more. And right here, I'm at the maybe 450, 460 hertz. As I keep getting closer to the tone generator, is going to start to shape it. We can see it right there in the waveform. And of course, it's not super aggressive. We are not getting a crazy amount of anything. And if I keep going to the other side, we have nothing because it's just a single tone, so there's no sound. But as soon as we get closer there, we get that. Now, if you hold Command or Alt, you can make the Q wider. So of course, it will take more input and, it's going to be easier to get that distortion. At the bottom, you have the other controls, which is pretty much the same we are doing here, and you can control the Q from here. Another thing that you need to notice is that the drive is all the way up. In this case, I want to keep it all the way up. If you go down, it's like the mix or blend control. You're doing less of this type of distortion. But again, as you can see, we shape it, but we don't do much. What is going to happen with the other one? This one is the tracing. I'm going to go to the pinch. And as soon as I go up, notice what we get. And I'm stereo, I'm going to go to mono. So notice, it's just much more aggressive. As soon as I get closer, it's going to start shaping all of this. I'm going to zoom less. As soon as I get closer to the sine wave, to the tone, notice how much this is shaping the waveform. And of course, we get a lot more harmonics. And I guess this is the point of this module. And as we go out and get out of that single tone, we get less, but still, we are doing a lot of shaping. We went from something like that to getting something like this. So yeah, it's a lot more aggressive than the other one. Now, within the pinch, you have the soft and you have the hard. And you might think that the soft, it's super soft and the other one is super hard. But no, in this case, it's not the way it works. If we go to hard, it's going to shape it on a different way. And I want you to take a look at the spectrum. You're getting less harmonics. If I go to soft, we get a lot more. So all of this, of course, will make it sound very different. If I go back to soft, which is pretty aggressive, it works the same way. I can narrow it and go wider to take more input. But the takeaway from this is that, we can really take that sine wave, that pure tone, and just, turn it into something completely different. All right. Like I said before, if you are going here, going really aggressive, let's say that we get something, something like this, you can go down in the drive and it works as a blend. As we go back to the, the sine wave, as they keep going up, we get more, and then we get more and more. So you're pretty much shaping whatever it is that we are trying to do. And I know that this is maybe on a sine wave or a tone generator. It's not super cool. I'm going to use it on a different source in a minute. The other part of this is going to be the crackle. Now, first, I need to show you the stereo. Right now, this works as a mono. When we turn on the stereo, it's going to do the same thing, but on the opposite side. So, of course, if you're using it on a, on a source that maybe it's mono or even stereo, you're going to hear that the stereo width is going to go bigger. This is actually something really cool on this device. Alright, so now then, this is, the second part. You have the tracing and the pinch. The other one is going to be the crackle. And this one gives you noise. That crackling noise? I know it's very simple, but that's what we get. And then the density, it's going to be like the amount of the crackle. If I go down, we have less. And if I keep going up, it's going to get more and more and more. Now, something that you need to know about the crackling noise is that this is a constant noise. If I even turn off the tone generator, this is what we get. So you cannot turn it off. The only way to turn it off is going to be maybe using automation to turn it on whenever you want to turn it off whenever you don't want to. Alright, so enough about the sine wave. Let's use it on some drums. Alright, so I have some drums right here. I'm going to be playing the drums. It's a pretty simple drum beat. So, what happens when I start using both things? I'm going to go to vinyl, turn it on. I'm going to turn off for now the tracing. The drive is all the way down. Now, most of the frequencies is much more aggressive on the low end because we have the kick, type of snare, but we have a lot more density at this part, so it's reacting more to that side. Remember, we can do Q, so I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to make it much wider, and maybe stay right here, and the whole thing changes. And if I go to the other side, since we have more high frequencies, you're getting some, other tones from this. Oh, well, remember that you can go down, or you can go down on the drive. If I wanted to do something really aggressive right here, I can, just like this, and then just narrow it down by going down on the drive. But what it does, it takes whatever it is that we have and just adds something extra. That's, I guess, is the whole point about this device. Now, let's do the other one. I'm going to turn it off, and I'm going to go to the pinch. And right from the start, if I go to drive, you can hear it's much more aggressive. First, I'm going to try mono. Completely destroyed. Which is what we want in this case. If I go to the low, it's really hard. Now, maybe this is a little bit too much. If I go down on the drive, we get something cool. Much more, dynamic. A little bit more edge. Or middle finger, let's say. So this is one of the devices that you get from Ableton that you can take, something very simple and just turn it into something completely different. Alright, so what if I wanted to maybe add more right here at the top, but I want to add something at the bottom with the other one? We can, because we can use both at the same time. Maybe I'm gonna narrow the Q and see how it sounds all the way up. If I turn it off, right, let's do the opposite. I'm curious now. I'm gonna go up, maybe not that much, and I'm gonna go to the other side. If you want less of this, just needs to go down. All right. So, and you, of course, if you want the crackle, you can bring it down. But I just don't think that the best part of this plugin or this device is the crackle. I think the tracing and the pinch. This is just an extra. I could even leave it out and add maybe a tiny little bit of mud, just like that. There you go. Now remember that we also have the stereo. So if I can if I turn it off, notice it goes super wide. And for this, if you're watching this from your phone, well, just doesn't matter. You need to use good speakers or maybe good headphones. A couple of the different, right? So maybe you can take something that, maybe it's super mono and just make it super wide. I have a second clip right here. Just way punchier. It's just super dark, which depends on what you want to do. It's fine if you want something dark, but maybe this is just gonna bring that, that attitude. It's much brighter. Just add a little. That's a little bit more. Yeah. So where can you use all of this? Well, it's a distortion unit. You can use it whenever you want. On guitars, on basses, on drums, on vocals. It will work. It will give you that extra something that you may need. But always, when you use distortion, the first question that you need to ask yourself is, do I need distortion? Do I need that something extra in the, within the context of the mix? This is something that you will need to decide on your own. Alright, so if you liked all of this, remember to like and subscribe. And this channel, it's supported by viewers only. If you have the money and you want to buy me a coffee just to say thanks, you can. You have links at the description for PayPal, YouTube Thanks, and Patreon.